Okay, let's get to this. If you didn't see this video, it is going to move you. A major Jewish advocacy group delivered 180,000 letters to the White House yesterday, marking 180 days of the Israel-Hamas war and the hostages that those savages in Hamas have. The progressive demand for a ceasefire is growing, and the president is feeling the political heat from the far left. The Orthodox Union represents more than 1,000 synagogues in America. Its 180 for 180 campaign calls for the release of those hostages in Gaza in captivity for many days as of yesterday. Rabbis are urging the administration to fully support Israel until Hamas is eliminated. Watch this.
We watch tens of thousands of members of our community, hundreds of thousands, young and old, teenagers, university students on campuses all across this country, mature adults who have not become fatigued. 180 days has not made them slow down.
We say enough is enough was 179 days ago. One day was too much.
But we need the president and his administration to do more. And that's why more than 180,000 people wrote these letters.
Our friend of the show is back with me now, Rabbi Moshe Hauer, Executive Vice President of the Orthodox Union. It is good to see you. We always keep the hostages in our prayers and our thoughts on this hour. Things are getting complicated politically. What was the reception for you in Washington, D.C.?
The reception was what we hoped for. What does that mean? What that means is that there have been a lot of very loud voices around this conflict. And those loud voices have been the voices interrupting the president at every campaign stop, at every gathering, outside the home of the Secretary of State. Loud voices that are basically anti-Israel. The loud voices have been members and friends of the Jewish community who have been busy being critical of Israel and its response, and questioning and well-intentioned but undermining support for Israel. And so when the administration heard nobody speaking on behalf of the American Jewish community, but heard the American Jewish community speaking on its own behalf, 180,000 letters in less than 6 days, one of which was the Sabbath, when we Orthodox Jews don't write letters and don't go on our computers. So in less than 5 days, more than 180,000 letters speaking for themselves and saying a different message.
And what was the message?
The message was to be clear, to be morally clear. We need the administration to be loud and proud about Israel and the ethics with which it's approaching the conflict, and about the hostages, the absurdity of the cruelty. Could I ask you, Harris, if you would estimate how much of the discussion about the humanitarian issues of today is dedicated to, well, how many truckloads are at the border or have gotten through? It's this part, that part, that's filled with ambiguity. It's an issue. We are concerned with the humanitarian issues, but the hostage is unambiguous, and we're negotiating for terrorists. We never hear about their care. We're negotiating letting go of a 2-year-old, a 14-month-old, for a convicted murderer who's going to come out and, heaven forbid, kill another 100.
I have to hit this issue with you. You know what's happened with those food aid workers and how that has, and Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Biden have not yet wrapped up their call, at least they hadn't a few minutes ago. That will be an issue for them. What do you say about that? I mean, you can't just ignore that. That's part of war. It's been part of wars when America has fought.
There are two terms which the president used: heartbroken and outraged. We are heartbroken. We are heartbroken, and Israel is heartbroken. And Israel did what heartbroken people do when a tragedy like that happens. Number one, they apologized immediately. Number two, they initiated an investigation immediately. And what will happen is that there will be consequences. What we are outraged about is not that a mistake happened on a battlefield. What we are outraged about is that Israel, that considers this a failure, is being held up as if they're some kind of terrible party, when Hamas is clapping and giving out candy and saying, fantastic, Israel killed aid workers.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing. Meanwhile, we keep the hostages foremost, and we hope to bring them home.
We appreciate that you do that.
Absolutely. Rabbi, thank you very much.
the soft embrace of morning light, groggy and yet hopefully sight. A whisper of promise, a sense so sweet, reviving energy with every heartbeat. Oh yeah, stumbling down the stairs with grace, favorite mother cherished embrace. Each sip, a dance of enchantment, caffeine's elixir, a daily enchantment. Ooh, yeah. Coffee in the morning, my lifeline, guiding through life's chaotic design, finding every sip of morning zest. In that brew, I find my best. The morning sun, a gentle caress, bathing the world in warmth no less. A symphony of flavors in every pore, awakening senses, a ritual to adore. The kitchen hums a quiet tune as dreams unfold not too soon. Pouring the elixir, stories take flight. In the world of coffee, my spirit aligns. A mug cradled, a vessel of tales. Each sip, a dialogue as morning unveils. Bitterness, a new world of tales. As the day unfolds, a caffeinated tale in morning symphony, where moments prevail. Coffee, my companion in the sunrise quest, in the ritual of morning, my eternal zest. The world awakens, a canvas so bright, in the palette of dawn, a captivating sight. A dance of flavors, a morning trance. In the world of coffee, life's sweet romance. Coffee in the morning, my lifeline, guiding through life's chaotic design. Divine in every sip, a morning zest.